I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, you say it's true. And it's like me. And life is human too.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal Exploring. So with the recent announcement of Stranger Things returning to Halloween Horror Nights 2019, there are many pros and cons to this maze returning back to the event this year. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the pros and the cons of Stranger Things returning to Halloween Horror Nights 2019. Now, do keep in mind that I'm going to be strictly talking about Hollywood for this video, but if you guys would like an Orlando version, I'd be more than happy to create an Orlando version. Just comment down below if you like to see that. If not, then I'll just stick to my Hollywood and SoCal Exploring. But I'm trying to branch off into different theme parks in different states and possibly eventually make a name change. I don't know, guys. I'm going to test it out, but I just want to see what you guys think down below. So with that being said, let's hop right into the video. Pro number one is creative director John Murdy said that it's going to be a much darker maze this year. So when I hear much darker, like I said in my announcement video, I think of more scary. Last year there was criticism on the maze that it wasn't that scary, it wasn't what people were expecting to be scary. It is more heavily based on effects and details of the different scenes. But the Demogorgon scares weren't scary, and I can see where people are coming from that. I can see completely. Obviously, there was tons of predictable scares, and there was just the boo holes were so big that you can see when the Demogorgon was coming out. There's really no scares where they'd open up a door and then scare you. A really good one was when you walked into Will's room and the Demogorgon popped up and like opened the curtains or opened the little blinds or whatever it was. It was a sheet. But whenever the Demogorgon opened up, that was always a good scare because you never expected when it was supposed to come. Because it would come randomly. It wouldn't go always on cue. Sometimes it'd pop out randomly and it scared the living hell out of guests. I know it scared the living hell out of me. So, Murdy saying that's going to be a much darker maze gives all the fans hope that this maze is going to be a lot more scary this year compared to last year's, and is going to be a lot more terrifying and darker like he says. But will darker mean black walls darker, or will it mean terrifying, bloody, gory darker? Who knows, but all I know is that's a pro because that gives us hope for a much scarier maze this year. Con number one is the Season 3 bonus scene that Murdy is talking about. So they announced that Season 2 and Season 3 will both be featured in this maze this year. Now, Murdy later on confirmed that there will be a bonus scene of Season 3, but it will be heavily based on Season 2. So what does this mean, guys? What does this mean for us? It means that we're going to get a bonus scene at the end of the maze, Season 3. Just like in Blumhouse this past year for Hollywood, we had a bonus scene of the girl, the original idea that wasn't very good at all. And we all know how that went if you went through the Hollywood maze. But that was a bonus scene. So, will this bonus scene not have anything to do with Season 3 at all? Because that's the way that I see this going. Now, I'm sure John Murdy has read the script and everything for the Season 3 of Stranger Things, even though it's not out. And I'm sure that he's already seen everything that's going to be happening because Netflix has probably been sending it over, the Duffer Brothers, you know. But I am most certain that you cannot compile a whole series into one bonus scene. So is this going to be good? Is this going to be like a sneak peek into what we can expect for 2020's maze, if there is one? Who knows, guys? But I'm really hoping that this bonus scene isn't corny or tacky like the girl scene in Blumhouse. Now, we are dealing with a whole different property. This is Stranger Things. There's so much work or so much detail that they can put into this, but it's Hollywood, guys. So who knows if this bonus scene is going to be good or not. Right now, it's a con on my list because I don't really like bonus scenes, and bonus scenes throughout the year haven't turned out that great. Another pro is that it's back in Soundstage 29, where Stranger Things was located last year for Hollywood. Now, obviously, if you're a Hollywood fan, you know it's very hard for us to get Soundstage mazes down here. And we were lucky enough to get one last year for Stranger Things, a maze that was very heavily based on detail and scenery. So, we were lucky enough to get Soundstage 29. Now, I don't believe that Stranger Things maze would work out very well in a tent or somewhere like under stuff like the Persian courtyard, if you know what I mean. So this is why this is a pro on my list, because due to the fact that Stranger Things is a heavily affected maze or detail base, we get the soundstage back again for this maze, and that means that there really could be nothing that goes wrong other than the scares could be off, but there really could be nothing that goes wrong as far as set wise goes and effect wise goes, because they have so much that they can do in a soundstage, and the mazes in the sound stages are a lot longer than the ones in tents. So that is on my pro list of us getting soundstage 29 back for Stranger Things this year. The next con is going to be based around the characters in season 2, the demo dogs. So season 1 we had the Demogorgons. Obviously those are easy to pull off. You have a big guy in a costume scaring you with a giant plant on his head. The demo dogs. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this. They could have some costume actors that are on their knees and then jump up and scare you. Or they could go the puppet way. Because I feel like this is going to be similar to the American Werewolf and London Werewolves and the one that we saw in Universal Monsters last year and Trick or Treat. I feel like it's going to be similar to that. But the demo dogs do not have a very big body as you've seen in the show. They're more slender on the body area and then they have a bigger face. So is this going to look good if they do go the route of the American Werewolf style, like puppet pushing out? Or are they going to go the route of maybe it being on the wall and being a puppet and people controlling it and like its legs jumping at you or something? Or they're going to have a new system jumping at you? I don't know, guys. But the question here is, why is this on my con list? Is it going to look tacky or is it going to look amazing? Now, we don't know yet. That's why I put it on the con list. There's no in-between list. But it could look tacky just because of how slender their bodies are. And I don't know, just seeing a stick jump out at me with a plant on its head, I don't know if that's going to be really scary. But then again, they could add really, really good detail to it to make it look like there's an actual demo dog from the series jumping at you and you could be terrified by it. But I don't know, it could go either way. That's why I'm kind of worried about it, how they're going to pull out the demo dogs. I was worried about it when they first announced Stranger Things last year. I was already thinking about season 2, how they're going to pull out the demo dogs. It's really a question that a lot of us have been wondering, is how are they going to pull out the demo dogs? Is it going to look tacky or is it going to look amazing? And that is why it is on my con list. The third pro on my list is a big one, and that is learning from last year's maze. Creative director John Murdy obviously got tons of criticism for Stranger Things last year. Even though it was a fan favorite, he still got tons of criticism because it wasn't scary enough. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I can understand some parts of that. But there was other parts that were amazingly scary. But here's a good thing. Whenever you bring back a property and it's a different maze, but it's the same property, you have, as John Murdy, you have the comments and you have the criticism and you have the fans telling you what they think should have been improved on last year's maze to work with. So obviously you take that criticism, the constructive criticism, and you take the feedback from the fans and you input it into the maze towards what the fans want now, what the fans have all been asking for. And obviously last year I feel like this was Murdy's first take on like a big detailed maze like that. I mean, they did AVPs similar to like Aliens and stuff like that, but this was really his big hit. As far as, I'm trying to think of other ones, but Stranger Things is really the first one that comes to mind when I think of more of a sci-fi maze. But yeah, so that was really his first shot at it other than AVP, which AVP was kind of eh. So Stranger Things was really his first shot at it. So obviously he must have learned from his, not mistakes, but things that he needs to put into the new maze and maybe replace some details, replace some effects, maybe do the upside down a little bit differently, even though I saw no problem with the upside down. All I'm saying is this is on my pro list because it gives Murdy an opportunity to listen to the fans a little bit and listen to the feedback and put that into a maze to where the fans will absolutely love it and everyone will be happy with it. And obviously Murdy has Michael Aiello in Orlando that he talks to, I'm sure, on how to create their amazing mazes in Orlando, because Orlando's Stranger Things maze did top Hollywood's maze from the POV that I watched. It was amazingly detailed and everything, and they had real life actors, which we'll get into next, and it was just amazing. So I'm sure that Murdy's taking tips from Mike Aiello and the fans. Not all the tips, obviously you can't just let a fan build your maze, but I'm sure that he's watching your guys' feedback and taking into account when designing this new maze this year. Like I said in the last row, we're moving into the new con, which is statue characters. So last year in Hollywood's Maze, we had a statue version of Dustin. And I believe there's another one hidden there somewhere. And then we had the 11 one at the end. Now, tons of fans took to the internet to make memes about this. It was insane. And the fact that Horror Nights really got memed up like that was crazy, because there was a little statue Dustin character and it didn't look that good at all. Now over in Orlando, they had real life actors of the children and they looked amazing. So the question being is, will we be getting real life characters this year? And knowing Hollywood, I don't think we will. I think we're going to go back to the normal statue characters like we saw last year, which sucks, guys, because I want real life actors. I'm sure a lot of fans want real life actors as well. I mean, if you watch the Orlando POV, they turned out really good. So I'm hoping that they bring real life actors for the kid characters, but as far as I know, I feel like they're going to lean more towards using the statues again, which sucks, but that is why it's on my con list of this maze this year. Last pro that I'm going to be talking about is the Mind Flayer puppet. That's right, guys. So the Mind Flayer obviously takes part in season 2. It haunts Will and his little like nightmares, not nightmares, but scenes that he's seen in his head and everything. He sees, or the shadow monster. So are we going to see a puppet version of the Mind Flayer? Because that would be really cool if we do. Think of this giant puppet of like that's controlled by like 8 scare actors, like the AVP one was. I think that was controlled by 4. But think of this massive thing of this massive ending scene before you go into the bonus scene, obviously. This massive, scary shadow monster. That is going to look amazing if they do something like that. And that will hands down be my favorite scene if they do something like that. That's, if they put the right detail into it and everything, 10 out of 10. It will look amazing. So I am hoping that they do something like that, and we very well could have that coming to this year's maze. So that is why that is on my pro list. On is one that lots and lots of fans complain about as well, is overbranding of their property. Netflix and Universal, I'm sure, have a good bond right now since they did Stranger Things. You know, it came out so well and everything. And Universal, when Horror Nights comes around, brands Stranger Things so much. I mean, you see it on billboards, you see it on the park maps, you see it everywhere, guys. It's Stranger Things, and really nothing else is branded. And lots of people didn't like this, especially since all the merch basically this year was Stranger Things. There wasn't a lot of any of the other properties. So tons of fans hit on Horror Nights for that, which unfortunately could be the same case this year. Stranger Things is a big property, so it draws in a lot more guests that don't even know about Horror Nights to experience this one maze and then experience other mazes, because they realize that Horror Nights is cool and it's a cool event to go to. So it's good for Universal, but not for the diehard fans, because they want, just like me, I want new merch other than just Stranger Things, and we don't want to see Stranger Things literally everywhere. There's always that one powerhouse property that gets branded everywhere, but usually it's light, and usually they incorporate other properties. It seemed like Stranger Things last year was just like the only thing that they're proud of last year. I don't know if that's just me, but I've definitely seen it in the comment sections of YouTube and Twitter and all the feedback from HHN last year. So that could be very well the case of this year's event of Stranger Things being over branded this year at the event. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel and you love Horror Nights. And if you are subscribed, make sure to turn on those bell notifications to be updated every time I upload a new video. I'm gonna be doing Halloween Horror Nights videos like this. I usually do the announcement videos and share all the details of the maze, and then I do the pros and cons videos as you are watching right now. So if you want to see more of that, then definitely click the subscribe button. I do other videos as well with Disneyland, SeaWorld, all that other stuff, guys. I recently did make a website, so if you want to visit that, I write about literally every theme park news that happens in Southern California, and horror news that happens, and convention news, all that good stuff. You can visit it at SoCalExploring.com. Type that into your web browser, or go on my Instagram at SoCal Exploring Media and click the link in my bio. Once again, it is SoCalExploring.com. And if you want to keep up with me on Twitter, you can follow me there as well at SoCal Exploring. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I love you all. Positivity is key. Do not let those negative fears get in your way in life. And I will see you on the next one. Remember to keep exploring. Peace.
passed out.